Hey, Amy Shaw here. It's September 19th, 2016, and I also want to take a minute to talk about writing. I haven't talked about writing in a really long time. When I first started my YouTube channel, I really wanted to focus on that, on writing, on building community around writing. So what the hell happened? Well, I finished a novel and I got halfway through a second novel and I just got discouraged. I'm not really sure what happened. Um, a lot of things happened. I went through a really dark night of the soul, a long dark night of the soul. I've had multiple ones of those throughout my life. This one was a little hard and it just kind of catapulted me into this really weird existential space. And, it was hard. Last June, not 2016, 2015, I went to the writers conference here in Austin, Texas. I actually got 4 different literary agents that asked for submission of my work. I pitched them and they were interested. They said, send me your stuff. I never sent it. Anyway, I came back from that conference and I was pretty well just done. Done. I didn't want to be a professional writer. I actually had in 2000 published a book through Hayworth Pastoral Press, which is actually no longer in existence. They sold out to a different company. I can't even think of the name of it right now. That was an interesting process, being in my mid-20s and becoming a published author of a nonfiction work. I didn't make a lot of money at that. My first royalty check, which was about $1,000, I used it to buy copies of my own book because you'd think that they would just give them to you. They don't. They give you like 3. I think they gave me or 10, maybe 10. I think they gave me 10 free copies, 2 hardcovers and 8 soft covers or something like that. And I wanted the ability to give away the book to people that I wanted to give it away to. So I used my first $1,000 royalty to actually just purchase copies at my author's discount of my own book. And I stopped to go look because I still have several of them in a box somewhere, but I can't find them. I was going to show you the book, but I don't know where it is. They're somewhere buried. Anyway, so I am a published author. I've been through that experience of publishing and working with an editor and, going to copy. I've been through all that experience and it's super exciting. I was super excited. I was hoping to accomplish that same thing with literary works, but it's much different time now than it was in 2000. The publishing industry is much different, looks a lot different. And there's a big difference between writing nonfiction and writing fiction. So those 2 factors make my experience this time around much different. And I think I just got discouraged. I was going to these writers' conferences and hearing so much negative, from these literary agents about what not to do. Don't write your book like this. Don't write this. Don't do that. Is so much of not, what not to do, that after hearing so much of that, year after year, I just started feeling so discouraged. Where's the creative license in any of this? It's all just trying to comply, and I recently was talking with a friend who also happens to have written a book and had a similar experience because he's a gay man and he wrote from that perspective, the protagonist being a gay man and being told by the publishing companies to strip that out, to take all that aspect out. And he wasn't willing to do that because that was fundamental to the story. And that's not a unique story. I've heard it over and over again, even at the conferences. African American people who were told that their voice isn't African and American enough, or didn't sound the way that the publishing industry expects it to sound. So they do really put a lot of creative controls when it comes to fictional work, and that can be really discouraging. When you're not somebody that is trying to write to the publisher. You know, if you're not somebody that's trying to write just to make a bunch of money, but you want to maintain the integrity of your work and your creative control, it's discouraging. It's just discouraging. Let's just say it's discouraging. But I've had people tell me, "Oh my God, you're crazy! What you had 4 lit agents ask for your manuscript and you didn't send it." I didn't, because I just went through this dark night existential crisis where I was like, you know, screw writing. I don't want to be a professional writer if this is what it takes. If this is what it's going to take for me to do this, I don't want to do it. I want this to be creative, my passion. I'm doing it because I love to do it, not because I'm trying to produce something that's going to sell and that publishers will buy. The only reason for publication to me in my heart is for the dissemination, to have access, so that people have access to the material. I mean, you could easily just slap it up on Amazon in electronic digital format, charge $1 for it, and that is access, but it's not really full access in the sense, because I write spiritual literary fiction, or what we would call upmarket women's fiction, and that's like the least downloaded genre from Amazon. So that tells you that the kind of people that read that stuff are the kind of people that want the actual book in their hand. They don't want to download the dollar stuff on the Kindle, or, you know, whatever their e-reader is. And so I'm not getting out there in the way that I want to in marketing if that's the approach that I take. So I wasn't really into that either. So I don't really know. I don't know what's going to happen. I paid an editor because for a first-time author, your manuscript can't be over 120,000 words, and I'm at 140. So I had to cut out 20,000 words out of my manuscript, which is quite a lot. I mean, it's really taking chunks out of the storyline to do that. And I didn't know how to do it. Honestly. I can edit like there's no tomorrow if it's line editing and page editing. When it comes to story structure editing, that's a difficult task for me to do. So I had to actually go pay an editor to do it. And he gave me all that material back, and I've been sitting on it well over a year. I haven't done a damn thing with it. I have to go kind of page by page in this complete finished manuscript and go through the weeding process that I paid him to help me do. The only encouraging thing that really came out of that at this point was that he liked my book, and that he told me that, because I was asking him, well, what genre do you think it is? That's the biggest struggle, is like, how do I, which lit agent would be appropriate for this? Like, I don't know the genre. And he's the one that mentioned to me the Celestine Prophecy, and he asked me if I had read that book, and he said that my book reminded him a lot of the Celestine Prophecy. Well, I haven't read the Celestine Prophecy. I went out and bought it right away, but I still haven't actually read it. But I know that that was a huge bestseller, and that it's been a staple in that genre for years and years and years. People still talk about it. So it was quite flattering that he said that and that he thought that about my work. But it doesn't get me over the hump that I still have 140,000 words, and there isn't a lit agent on this planet that's going to accept a manuscript of 140 for a first-time author. So I have to, that's kind of where I've been stalled for over a year of just not even looking at it. And I stopped finishing work on the second novel because I figured the same shit's going to happen to me. If I'm 140 on the first one, I'm probably going to be 160 on the second one. So for whatever mistakes that I'm making on the first one to get me over by 20,000, I don't want to keep writing and make those same mistakes again. It's too painful. So I just quit writing on that. And I have 3 or 4 different novels, ideas in my head. So I just wanted to give you guys an update, I guess, and the reason I'm talking about writing today is because I'm starting to feel that stir come back in me. I'm getting a lot of little prompts and synchronicities around me from the universe that's whispering in my ear and telling me, pick it back up. All I really have to do is sit and do the disciplined work of going page by page with his recommendations in my manuscript and make the changes. And then go to those 4 agents that asked for submission and send it. Like, what is wrong with me, right? I should be able to do that. And I'm feeling the universe sort of poking me in the side going, do it, do it, do it, do it. So I want to share it with you because if you're a writer and you're also experiencing a stall or feeling stuck or feeling discouraged, I want to encourage you to just keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. I know in my heart of hearts that if it's a passion and you continue doing it and you just don't give up, that you're going to find success on some level, whatever level that is. And quite honestly, that was another factor of it for me, is right before this existential crisis, I had a psychic tell me that I was never going to make money at writing, that I was never going to make money, not the kind of money that I wanted to make, that I was just never going to make money. She says, well, I can see that you write really well, but you're just not going to make money at it. And that discouraged me because I thought, well, what is the point? What's the point then, right? And so that was a curse laying that happened, and I allowed myself to take it in and affect me. And so I'm kind of back to that point. I'm working through that, and like I said, the universe is poking at me. I just want to encourage you too, as I am also encouraging myself out loud here, to not give up. Don't give up. Just keep writing. If you're a writer and it's your passion and you love doing it, you Patrick John Coleman's and you Cheyenne Millers of the world, keep writing, okay? Keep writing, all right? I love you guys. I know you can do it. I can do it. Together we can do it. I love you guys. Bye.